Hello?
Hi,
Hello?
am I audible or hello?
Your voice is very low, Daya.
Okay, just let me check my settings. Is it fine now?
No, it's still very low.
Okay,
I
maybe.
think your audio has not connected to the GoToMeeting. I had the same problem earlier, but now I went out and then I joined. It worked.
Okay, let me join once again. Is it fine now? Or
It is still like that. I don't know.
okay. So
My voice is clear, right, for you?
yeah, your voice is clear for me.
It is getting better.
Okay, okay. Otherwise, let me connect to other network. Let's see.
No, now it's getting better.
Okay. So fine. Today, what we will do is quickly we will see just a minute. Yeah, what we will do today is yesterday, I mean, we stopped it, I mean, the front end. So we will see all those things today. I will show you a couple of apps on GL part. Then we will go to the BP. So we will see the BP as well. We'll be,
Are you sharing your screen?
yes, it is. Just a minute, maybe.
I can't see your screen then.
Hello. Hello.
Great.
Yeah, able to see my screen now. I
Yeah,
think
yes. Mhm.
I got presentation right just now. So so if there is any disturbance, let me know so that I can share with other network. So my voice is clear, right?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. So let's see a couple of things from the front end on Fiori. Some of the applications, important applications we can see on from general ledger perspective. Then we will go to the new topic.
I think we'll continue with BP first, and because like Fury we could see at once because we complete the
Okay.
on SAP side what all has happened. That's more beneficial for us.
Yeah, fine.
For the
So
user
even that is
point of
also
view, Fury we can take it in the end because like see to attend the next interviews and all like the theory if we complete all the changes and then the migration aspects, then we could take the UX in the end. That should
yeah,
be
fine.
fine if you
Yeah, that
don't
is
mind.
also fine. Basically, the I mean the submodule wise, whatever we are able to see on SAP menu, the same things we are copying here, the same options only we are able to see here. But only for sample purpose, I will show you a couple of important apps. So I mean the topic was whenever we see complete the topic, and if you see the particular app, so then it will be it will be I mean it will be clear for you, and it will be you can you can relate those apps where we are using. So that is the only intention of mine, so that or we can cover means at a time we'll cover all
Yeah.
those things
I
also.
think like if the user, the whole theory, if we take it in the end and before that we complete the remaining stuff, that's more beneficial actually.
Fine, fine. Then we will do in the same way. But yesterday we have stopped somewhere, but just one or two apps I will show you. So relevant for when you ask me something on the GL pod and other things. Just one or two we will see, and we'll go to the new topic. Anyway, I will cover it at the end only. But some of the things basically we must and should go to the Fiori, otherwise we cannot. See, for example, bank accounting management is there. So
Oh,
those things I need to go and explain from the front end only, from on Fiori only, because those are all apps basically which are given. So the controls are went to Fiori only. So
okay.
that is a problem.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that's the reason I designed in this way. So every topic, end of the topic, we will cover all those apps. And sometimes we need to go from the front end also. So those are all we will see. So
Mhm.
anyway, once again, I will cover at the end also. I will recap all those things at the end of the course also.
see, like for example, post cash journal entries, this transaction, it's nothing but like FB01 only. Tax basically like an FB01,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Here,
yeah.
but
Same thing.
if
The functionality.
no, I have a
Yeah,
question. Like if I want to restrict this access only to a user, certain users, and I want to restrict only to post to the cash accounts, between the cash accounts only.
yeah, that is possible. That
Uh,
is
do we-
possible. Adding authorizations to particular user.
by
So
GL
yeah,
account, whatever. Okay.
yes, yes.
Or do we need to write the validations? That's what I'm trying to check.
Just we will put the authorizations for the user. See, for example, if somebody we need to put the authorization for somebody who wanted to post for the GL postings or for account receivable or account payables. So, for example, if we
The transaction, see, differentiating by transaction code is different. Like I just want to be, I have to give access. I want to give access to
yes,
FB01 as well as FB50 also. But in FB01, okay, I'll ask, okay, for this user, let them use only eh, cash accounts
yes,
between
yes, yes,
bank accounts.
yes. So we can put authorizations accordingly. So if somebody, if you wanted to allow some user to only
That
uh,
we do it directly
access
in
this
query
particular,
right now, the authorizations, uh,
yes,
like
yes,
by account group. I want to do, yeah, give access to FB01, but restrict by account group
yeah.
or particular cost center.
No, this is for particular functionality for particular app. We will provide the authorization. So that, but for example, if edit master data or something is there. So this particular app. So if you put authorizations, that particular user only can able to access this particular app. So
Yeah,
so for like that.
in that app, once the transaction is code is open, they could do anything, right? But I want to restrict again there also. You got my
Okay,
point.
that also
Normally,
possible.
we work with security
Got it.
team, right?
Got it. Got it.
We'll ask them to put an authorization on the account group.
Yeah.
I'll just create a GL account set and okay, give access
Yes.
only to this.
However, yes. However you want, we can do in the same way. So putting authorizations is possible. I mean, when you once go inside and only restrict for the particular functionality, those things also possible.
I think
See, for example, yeah, this is for my company code, whatever I created. So I can see here. See, for example, cash account. If I go to the cash account, you can see all the information. So this is the basic information is start of accounts information and account type and account group and created by and description in maintenance and also others blocking for creation, block for posting, block for planning, block for deletion. So all this information you can see here.
can you
Change
go to
history,
company code data?
yeah, company code data. You can see here company code data. So controlling area, company code and 05 and account currency and mark for deletion, open item, post automatically block. These are all the GL while creating the GL master, whatever the fields we are using there. So at company code level, so same thing it is showing here in this particular app.
Oh, it's not like really showing all the master data, GL master data fields like the account group and sort key, all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah, all are it is showing here. Whatever we created at master
Okay.
level, FS00 at GL level, whatever we are controlling there, whatever we created there, same thing we can show here. Same thing we can see here. It's a company code data, and if you can see this company code, you can see all the information here.
Yeah,
So
okay. Well,
just let me,
currency and
okay.
everything,
So
I
in the
think.
same way, let me show you other cost element, other the P&L GL account. So for example, the revenue account. We can see the revenue account. So here you can see the basic information, chart of accounts and account type and account group. and also this is account group 0003, and account type is primary cost and revenue.
Yeah, got you. It is in the on the top. Okay, control. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes, all those things we can see here, and controlling data also you can see here. So for balance sheet accounts, there is no controlling data, but controlling area data basically we are mentioning there. So same thing here, it is displaying RB05, the category 11, and record
You are in
entity and all
display
that.
mode, right now. If you go to edit on
Yes.
the top, you have edit, right? If you click on that
No,
edit, no, it won't allow
yeah.
you to edit.
No, in real time it will allow, but only the thing is in the on demo basically some of the apps are not working properly.
Oh,
So
okay,
yesterday
got
also that those reports also not working properly, but you can edit some of the information. I don't know whether
okay, okay.
it's
Yeah,
understand.
see now we got the edit option. Okay.
But if I 1, 2, 3, so you can save it again. So you can access in real time. Every app is working for the creation also, but here some of the apps are not working for the creation. Is working for only for display kind of thing. Whatever you we created there that we can able to see here, but anyway, some of the apps are working properly, some of the apps are not working properly. But this we can save again.
Okay.
Yeah, in this way we can see the GL master. I will show you some of the other apps, some of other apps also.
You log in through SAP. Once you log in into SAP, from there you launch into a Fury, right?
Yes, the same user ID and password we need to use, and we can log in into the Fury, and from there we can access all these apps. So let me show you one second. Processing. Let's see this as well. You can create your own variants also. Okay, sure. Yeah. So whatever the general entries we created, so those information also we can see. For example,
Can you click on the first one?
yeah, we have posted
The first one, nine journal entry 9.
yeah, 8. I think you remember, right? 8 we have posted
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. Can you click on the 9?
Okay. Let me come again. Okay. I think you posted this, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I'm thinking input.
Okay. Okay.
I just
So
changed some.
got it. So this
It showed me the
what we
document numbers, some 2 series document number, but here it's showing document 9. That's what I was checking. And if you see that posting period, the posting date is in 2017 December, it's showing the period as 9. I got that doubt. Why period is not updating automatically?
we will check that part what is happening. But let's let me cover the basic things here. So I will analyze here what has happened exactly there. So here I think you got it right, the general data and account assignment and all this information whatever we posted there, so that we can able to see posting key and general account
I want to
account.
just post between the primary postings between the cost center. It's like a manual reposting.
Yeah. So you posted yesterday this document. Okay, you're saying that which this period 9 is
Yeah, the period 9. It should be like 12, right? Why is it showing 9? I have observed even when you were trying to enter that. It was like it's not updating. Normally, like in ECC, the moment
period
you
9
go to
is
posting date.
got it. Let me explain this as well. Basically, what is happening here is, so the 9 is checking because of your fiscal year variant. We- Your fiscal year variant is V3, I think. Okay, I think if you see the fiscal year variant, which fiscal year variant you have taken for your company code, that will, according to that, it will
Oh,
take the
India. Okay, because of the India, I got you. It's not like a calendar year.
got it.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So it is
Yeah, I
like
am
April
used
to
to calendar year US one, right? That's
no,
why.
no. It is April to March. That's why it is December. It is the 9th month. January, February, March. It is 11, 10, 11
Okay,
months.
got you. I forgot that this is a company code.
I think you are in US. I think following the same.
Yeah, so like period 12 means it should be period 12 because I'm thinking of calendar year, not like Indian
Yeah,
fiscal year.
yeah, I got it. So fine. So this is way we can check, and we can, we can use the apps as well. So we have seen the general entries and master it and all these things. You
These
can go through.
attachments, if you see besides the header, there is attachment services for object real works the same way in
Yes,
Fury also. Like if I had any
yes,
attachment,
yes,
we
yes,
posted a
yes. You can
document.
use it. So for example, if you wanted to upload something, so for
Mhm.
example, some of the entries you wanted to directly upload, so then we will use this option, and you can see here display changes, and there is a one more app is there. So in that, by using that particular app, basically you can add the attachments, and also you can post. For example, I wanted to post it from my from I have some entries I captured, so those things directly I wanted to upload, so I can capture in Excel and I can upload it. So by that point of time we will use the attachments here.
Yeah.
So like that, there are so many other apps also. Just what you can do is basically just create, go to adapt filters, and here you can create a variant, use that same variant, and whatever the filters you are keeping for the same filters, it will filter the data and it will show here.
Okay.
If you not filter it, basically it will show for all the company codes,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the company codes available in the system. So for all the company codes it will show. So better to use your company code name as a variant and add filter, and then you can filter only for your company code, so that it will be easier to search only
Okay.
for our data. Yeah.
Okay.
So like that, you can see all the apps also. It's in the same way. So I think there's no change in from SAP menu to here. The same thing I'm showing here. You can able to pause the transactions. You can able to delete the transactions. You can able to create the master data. You can able to change the master data, and also you can clear the your transactions. All those will work. In real time everything will work, but here in the some of the apps are not working because not configured properly, and some of the apps are working properly only. I think you can go through all those apps, and the reports also it is showing now, so you can check in the reports also. But anyway, we not to worry, but in the same way we can, this in the real time, if Fiori consultant will be there, if any problem will be there, we will take help of him, so he will take care of all those things.
Yeah, we should be just like we just guide them like, okay, for this particular role,
Yes,
what all the transaction codes we need to give,
yes, we
on
will
which
give the
user
users.
has to be assigned which role. That's it. Yeah.
True. So we need this particular user need this particular authorizations to
Yeah.
post transactions. This particular app can be only allowed for this particular user. All those information we will provide, and he will take care in the backend.
Yeah.
The technically speaking, basically here we have a Fury and
We got
non-OT.
security team. That's it.
Yes, yes. So anyway, that is his job. He will take care of everything there. So gateway, POT, gateway to ECC. So all those the configurations and all those stuff, the backend stuff, he will take care. Okay, so fine. So I think if you are clear on this part, then we will anyway.
Business
So
part.
yeah, we will go to the business partner. Anyway, every topic wise, I will show you the important tabs so that it will be clear. And end of this session and end of the course also, I will again recap on all these things also once again, the important things.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will cover. I'll take more half an hour. 8 to 9. I will take 9 till 9 so that we can cover the business partner topic. So business partner. Okay, let's discuss on the business partner. What is a business partner? I think if you have some experience on FSCM modules,
Yeah.
this is not new. Basically, we used to use the BP concept in only in FSCM modules earlier.
True.
Yeah. Uh, had any kind of exposure on credit management or dispute collection, Nimla, or?
I know the concepts, but I didn't really work on FSCM much, but I know the concepts like little
So if
bit.
you have the exposure there, it's almost looks same. So okay. So basically, it's a BP. Now earlier BP we used to use for only for FSCM modules. So now we are using BP for BP. We are making mandatory for even for creation of customer and vendor as well. Okay. So I mean, they are centralizing the BP concept. I mean, this is a single point of this is a single point where we are using basically create your customer, vendor, all the business transactions. We need to create customer and vendor as a BP first, then only we can able to proceed further. So they are centralizing it. They are making it as a single point where we can create our customers, vendors as a BP. So here also the same thing basically why where they are making it centralized means I mean they don't wanted to have controls in the multiple places. They wanted to make it centralized and the single place they wanted to making everything available. And second thing is here also they don't wanted to have redundancy data and all those stuff, and also they wanted to reduce the data footprint.
Yeah.
So in the same way they are centralizing it and they are making mandatory for as a single place basically they are controlling everything. And now as a change basically we need to create our customer vendor as a BP mandatory. Without creating customer as a BP, so we cannot able to push the transactions for the customers and vendors. So we will see the approach, BP approach, and also we will see the configuration and BP roles, and also field controls and types and grouping and all, and the CVI integration and all these things today. So now when you see, I'll take you through one by one.
See, FSCM, they will like bring it into this, right? HANA. That's why they want to have just one concept instead of having customer, vendor, BP.
Yeah, they're centralizing everything now.
Yes.
So they don't wanted to have one way to do one thing and not multiple ways to do one thing.
Yes,
So
true.
they are centralizing. So anyway, they're so now when you put the transaction of FD01 or anything, so it will redirect to you to the BP. So if you see this particular screen, you can see So it is taking me to the it is taking me to the BP. This is a screen where it will, I mean, I'm trying to pose, I mean, I'm trying to use the same transaction code which we are using in the on the classic, so FD01. So, but this is not the FD01 screen. It is redirected me to a BP screen. Got it?
Yeah, go to XK01 is the same thing like
XK01
FK01.
So XK01 also same thing. So all these FD01
Flash and
so all these transactions which we are using on the classic or absolute no. So same thing, same screen. It is redirecting me to
okay.
BP.
And employees,
Everything. You can whatever you do, even your FD01 and FD01, FD02, FD03 or XK01, XK02 or XK03 or VD01, VD02, VD03 or and from vendor side it is FK01 or FK02 or FK03 or XK01, XK02 or XK03 or VK01, VK02, VK03. All these transactions, if you try to put the transaction code itself, it will redirect you to it will take you to BP transaction. So where you need to create it as a BP first, then you can able to pose the transactions for that particular
okay. Here I have a question on business partner. Like if it's a person, I know it's an individual person. Organization means any entity, legal entity. But group means how exactly it will like.
Yeah,
Group.
any group, for example, if I wanted to deal with particular, I mean under the organization. So if you wanted to deal with particular group, for example, I can say you have you have one industry or you have a particular I mean you have different business lines there. So if you wanted to create particular business line as a group, you can create it under BP.
Okay. Is it first we need to create it as a organization or person and then group it later?
No, you can create you can create either I mean you can create BP as a person when you are dealing with for a particular, for example, particular customer or vendor is a person, then we are creating it as a person. When you are dealing with it is an organization, for example, you are dealing with this other company where your supplier or your customer, so then you are creating it as an organization. Or if it is a group, then you are creating it as a group. So that is a concept of, I mean, the three ways we can able to create the BP:
Okay.
person, organization, and group. So I'm taking it as a person. So let's see how to create the BP and also the backend controls for the BP and the database point of view also. All those things we can see. So this is a BP. So what they are bringing now is, for example, I wanted to create my customer or vendor as a BP. So they are giving me option for the role. So these roles we will see in the backend how to create these roles and all. For example, I wanted to create my FI customer. I wanted to use my FI customer. I wanted to post some transactions to my FI customer, finance customer. I wanted to post some financial, I mean, finance said some of the transactions I wanted to post for my finance customer. So then they are giving the role for finance customer. By using this role, we need to create a BP first. So by using this BP, then we can able to post the transactions for finance customer. In the same way, there are other roles also. You can see for the vendor, again, you have FA vendor and you have different roles here.
And
For example, from SD side.
means
Yeah.
we are like controlling the layout of the tabs and screens based on the BP role.
Yes, true. First, I'm creating the BP general, which is BP part, BP relevant thing. So BP, for example, I have address overview, identification, control, payment transactions, status, additional. These are all the tabs available here. So now I'm creating the general BP. This is a one rule for BP. So let me create something. or I already created. I'll show you. Yeah, first we need to create as a business partner general. The same thing, if I wanted to create it as a FI customer, then we need to go to the change mode, then into select it as a FI customer. So FI customer, then you can create it as a FI customer data. Say here I have few additional tabs you can see here. Whatever we are able to see in the FD01 transaction code, okay, we can see all those tabs here. So nothing is changing here. By adding this rule, we are copying all the FD01 relevant tabs we are bringing here. So when I say it is FI customer, I'm copying all, I'm able to create all those information here. In the similar way, it is for vendor also. So see here, customer general data and customer tax data, customer additional data, all these things. If you go to the company code data, you will have company code, you have customer, if you use customer as a vendor or vendor as a customer, and also reconciliation account. Reconciliation account you can see here, and also customer payment transactions, payment term, credit memo, tolerance groups, and payment method, house bank, and all those information also you can see here. For the correspondence, you can see the done in procedure, done in block, and everything. So these are all not new for us. So whatever these tabs are appearing here, these are tabs are copying. We are copying here by adding this rule, and now we can able to create the customer as a BP. So then we can able to pose the transactions for this particular customer. In the similar way, for vendor also, you have one more option here. So you can create a vendor also.
You
In
see,
the vendor
whatever
also,
you have in the address tab of BP, can you go and
yeah.
show me the vendor general data in the first tab? Because normally in the general data, we have the first screen address tab we have, right? But now, as while creating the BP itself, we had all the data. Then when you want to extend as a vendor, the data should be copy over, right?
No,
Like go to
one
the
thing is
general data. Because, okay.
this is for business partner address.
Yes, but now you do the vendor,
If you
the address is
let,
copying over.
so I'll
Then
do
that's the
one thing.
use of control
Covered
price.
I think I wanted to explain everything, so I think we are going point by point now. I'll do one thing. I will cover everything. So I think this is what I wanted to cover in the 1 hour session. So further to that, again, we have any discussions and we'll discuss there. So let me cover everything here. So that's what I wanted to cover all the things now. So first of all, we will see the general business partner. So general business partner address we have here, address overview have here.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say it is FI customer, so let's go to the FI customer here. So this address is by adding the rule for the customer, whatever the address you are using, that will come here. So BP is a general BP for BP address is different and FI customer address is different here. You can see here BP. So here address will be different. This is your customer, whatever the address you are using for deal with your customer, that we are doing here. The BP is basically in the generic way. So BP we are using the different address here. This address I already defined here. Let's see the address of BP.
Go
General.
to customer general data. I think the general data, if you go, you have the tab general data. Yeah, so it's the same basically.
Yeah, if you wanted to use as the same, you can use as the same. If you wanted to use as different also, it is possible. I created in the same way. I created the same address. If you wanted to use, for example, I have a different role. I cannot use the same address here. I need to use a different address there. So that is depends on our the role it will be. We can give the address here. Okay. Let me cover other points also. So first, what we will do is we will create it as a general data first, and then we will create it as a customer, and the same thing we can create it as a vendor also. So the thing is here we have a couple of things here. We have the different approaches to create the customers as vendors as a BP, and also we will see the configuration part. What we need to take in care, what should be sync up with the BP and customer and vendor. And there is a term called, there's a new term, basically CVI integration, customer vendor integration. What we need to do is, for this we will see this. For example, from customer they are recommending the same number ranges and number intervals we need to use for the customer as well as vendor. So all these things I will cover. I'll cover. Then we will discuss on all other points if I miss something.
Okay.
So so I think now we are clear on what is a BP concept. So BP introduction, basically what is BP and why we need to create the BP, how we are creating as a BP, and also why we need to if we wanted to use a customer or vendor, it is mandatory to create it as a BP. So why we are doing all these things also we understood now. So let's go to the further topics. Let's see the BP approach and BP configuration. So BP, for example, for my customer and vendor, I wanted to use as a BP. So for this, for example, I'm able to do this here. I'm able to create my BP, create my customer as a BP. For this, in the backend, we need to have a setup. Otherwise, I cannot able to create my customer as BP or vendor as BP. So where I am doing the setup. So that we will see now. So basically, for this, what we need to do is, we need to create, first of all, we need to create from AR side, we need to create customer groups, whatever the way we are following in the classic, the same way we need to create the groups, account groups and number ranges and number intervals on side. And second thing is, for the BP side also, we need to create the BP group, BP number ranges, and we will provide the authorizations for BP. And finally, what we will do is, we will do the master data synchronization for AR to BP, for account receivable data to account receivable groups and number ranges to BP account groups and number ranges for BP rows. And in the same way for vendor also it is applicable. How we will do that, we will see first.
Okay.
See here we have different component, cross application component here. Under this we have a BP.
Oh yes, SAP business partner after payment cards.
Yeah, SAP business partner. So here we can do the configuration. Okay. So under business partner, the basic settings, we need to do the setup. Okay. So here we are creating the BP roles. So we need to define the BP roles. For I think in the standard itself, you have enough roles here. If you wanted to create a different roles also, it is possible by using the Z. But for FI, these are the two roles we are using for FI. This is for FI customer. Let's see one by one. This is what we are using in the front end now, the FI customer role. When you add this role, when you are adding this role, you are getting all the functionalities, whatever you are getting under FBG role, all of those things are copied there. So this role we need to create. This role we need to use for finance customer. The same way, the vendor FLB N01. These are all the these two roles are applicable for vendor. Like that, you have different other roles for FSC modules, like your UKM, UDM roles and all those stuff you have for credit management, dispute collection, and also treasury and all those stuff. But finance it for us, the AR and AP data, AR and AP master data, if you wanted to create in the way we are creating in the classic, these 4 roles are important. So one role is for FI customer. That means FD01 transaction code, whatever we are using, whatever the things we are controlling in the FD01, that we are using as a FLCU01 transaction role. And other is basically this VD01 transaction code, the sales and sales data, whatever we are creating there, so that we can able to create by using other role. In the same way for the vendor also. Okay, I can say FD01 X, FD01 VD01, or the both together we are using X transaction code, XK01 or XD01. So if you wanted to create finance data as well as the sales data, then we are using XK01, XK01 and XD01 transaction codes. Within the finance is FD01 we are using. Within the sales and distribution we are using VD01, and for vendor side it is MK01, and for vendor side in the finance itself it is only FK01 transaction code. The same way the rules are created here. If you wanted to use only FI customer, that means finance data you wanted to create, you need to use this particular transaction rule. If you wanted to use for sales data, then you need to use this rule. In the same way for vendor also, it is for finance vendor, or if you wanted to use it for extend it for purchase data, then you can use this rule. This is important from finance side. In the same way, there are so many other things from other modules as well. Okay, so finance side, I think from AR and AP point of view, we need to use these 4 rules. So these rules we need to create. For example, my rule is FLC 01. This is for my FI customer. So BP rule categories we can see here. This category is FLC 01 is for customer, FI customer. So for this, again we can add BP role categories. So this, what we will do here is basically when you are creating the BP in the front end, those controls, for example, if you are allowed this BP to this transaction is allowed for BP usage or not, that we are telling here. And also transaction permitted with warning, or transaction is prohibited for using as a BP. So these things we are controlling under the category. Also, if you wanted to change, if you wanted to give the control for the change the business partner, this FI customer, when you are creating as a BP, so for that, if you are, if you give this particular, if you give this control, the change control, so then you can able to change as a business partner in the front end.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and second thing is, so the BP rule grouping also we can do according. It's only for reporting purpose. The way we are creating for other groups, wherever we are creating the groups, is only for reporting purpose. If you wanted to create a particular group for reporting purpose, you can create as a BP rule grouping also. Okay, so for example, real estate or bank customer company, whatever, and whatever the requirement you have for reporting, so that in the same way you can create as a BP rule grouping. And BP rule exclusion groups. So whatever, for example, you are creating the group, under that, for example, 1 or 2, you wanted to exclude something, so then you can use this option. Whatever you are putting something under, whatever, for example, I have 1, 2, 3 in the group, 2 I wanted to exclude in this group, that I can give here.
Okay. Can you just show that once? Means like you add to the group and then again you can also exclude it.
You exclude it. So whatever you wanted to exclude, you can exclude here. Exclude the group's BP roles. Okay. So this is important, and we can see from other side.
The number ranges.
So these person or organization or group BP you are creating as a person or organization groups, those controls you have here. name component and material status and all those. These are all now, in the standard way only we are using, nothing we are doing configuration here. And second thing is number ranges. So this is important. The number range for BP we are creating here. You can keep in mind the way we are creating for the number ranges for customers and vendors, in the same way we are creating here as a BP for the BP. So for the BP, whatever the number range we are using, whatever the number interval we are using, the CVI integration, basically the number, whatever we are using for the BP, we need to use the same number and number interval for, this is a recommendation from SAP, but system will not stop you if you use a different number ranges and different number interval also.
Okay.
System will allow you to take it forward, but SAP is recommending to make it very simplified and to identify for the identification purpose and all. So they're asking you to create the same number range, same number interval for between your BP as well as and customer vendor. Okay, so here we are controlling the number ranges. We are creating the number ranges for BP and define grouping for and assigning number ranges. So here we need to create the grooves also for the BP. So for that groove, the same way the customer grooves we are creating, the for example, I have domestic customer or foreign customer or domestic vendor or foreign vendor. So for them we are creating as a grooves there. So in the same way for the BP also we need to create the grooves. For those grooves we are assigning the number ranges. For these number ranges we are defining the number interval. So when you are creating the BP, so from there it is picking the number. Okay, so there should be a sync up data for finance to FSM BP for the BP concept. So whatever the number range you are giving, whatever the grouping you are using for your FI customer or FI vendor, so same thing you need to use here also. It should be sync up. Okay, so the number interval and grouping, that's what I'm show you once again. You can see my Excel. You need to create your account group, number ranges for AR data, whatever you are using. The same thing you need to create for your BP. Okay, this will be helpful for the synchronization of data. So let's see other things also. So business partner types. So this we can create the different kind of business partner type. For example, my partner is for example sales agent. I can create the type of business partner type as a sales agent or stakeholder or manager. So in the way we can create the business partner types as well. And here field grouping. This field grouping, so the way we are controlling the fields at account groups levels while creating the customer master and vendor master, however we are controlling the fields there. In the same way for the BP we are controlling the field groups here. Configuration for field attributes for client. So this there also in the customer and vendor master data also we can we are controlling in the different way, right? So the client level and for activity for company code. So here also in the same way we are controlling the fields here. Let me show you some other things also here. For example, configuration field for BP rule. For the BP rule, for example, FI BP rule, I'm using this FLCU00. So for that, I wanted to, for example, this is my BP rule. So for that particular BP rule, for my FI BP rule, I wanted to make certain fields as required, certain fields as optional, certain fields as display. So those things I can control here. Okay. So here is a control for all the fields which are appearing for this particular business partner role. Okay, you can see all those things here. There's a general data. For example, under the general data, I wanted to hide a particular field, so that then I can hide it. Okay, I wanted to make particular field as mandatory. I can do it. The same we are doing here. So, okay. So this is for BP role level, that is for client level, and also you can see for activity also. For activity means, for example, when I'm creating, so I wanted to display something. I don't want it to display something. I wanted to make something optional, something I wanted to only make it display. I don't want it to allow user to, I mean, user to create or add something there. So I can put it there. I can take it as a display option. I can say it is optional, then you can able to enter anything there. So if I can say entry without required entry, so then without giving that information, you cannot able to proceed. So in the same way, you have for all these for activity, for example, for vendor creation or customer creation, during the creation and during the creation, what are the fields required and optional and or display mode you wanted to see, that you can control here. During the change also, when you are changing your your customer master and other BP, so whatever the fields you wanted to give authorizations to the user, so those things also you can put here. If you can say it is something while changing, something is only for display option, so it will be only display. Something can be something can be changed also. Something you put as optional, you can enter anything there. If it is required, without giving that information, you cannot proceed further. So in the same way for the display also, for example, when you are displaying the BP, so that point of time, how you wanted to control. Okay, for the flag for relation also. So all the fields we are controlling from here. In the same way for configuration field attributes for business partner type, for the business partner type also we can control the fields here. For example, for my sales agent, I wanted to control some fields. I don't want to show all the fields. I wanted to show only few fields there. I can control here. For example, my for his bank details or for his bank details, I wanted to show some fields. Some fields I wanted to make is mandatory, so I can do it. Okay, so let me. So these are all the fields we are controlling from the backend. So whatever the fields appearing here, all these fields controls we have there.
Yes.
Okay. So in some other important things we can see here. So here we are syncing the data from FI to BP. FI business customer or vendor to BP. So those things also we will see here. So this is the CVI integration. This is what we are calling here CVI integration. So the business partner. For customer integration, so we need to set up the role for category for direction to BP to customer or customer to BP. For example, customer to BP. So these groups we need to, for my this is my customer group I created in my finance, so that I need to assign to my BP role. My BP role is FLCU by FI customer. So for my vendor, in the same way, FLCU 00117 DCs I created as my, let me show you that as well. So I created here my domestic customer 11 DC. So this I'm assigning here 10 DC
Okay.
10 DC domestic customer. I need to assign here for my BP role.
When you go back,
Here we are.
back, I just want to see the node. If you move a little bit up, not this one, the one which you are configuring,
Okay.
like assigning this. Can you move a little bit up your screen? It is all under BP only, right? Cross application functions under the BP.
Yes, yes. Everything under BP only. So you can see all the configuration under BP only.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this is under,
So
okay.
this you need to, yeah.
Customer vendor
And
integration.
yes, and then we can do the define number assignment for direction to the BP, direction to customer to BP. So here those groups, the number, I mean, here we are assigning the FI group to BP group.
BP group.
Yeah. Okay. This is one step.
This is the number
And here,
range interval group, right? Number range interval.
no, this is a group for BP as well as customer groups. 17 DC we created as a group in the customer groups we created in the finance, and this particular group we are created for the BP under BP. So these two things we are syncing here. For the two groups we are using the same number or same number range, then we need to take this button. But SAP is recommending to always go with the same number range and same number interval. But system will not stop you. It is only for best practice, but you can go ahead with other numbers as well.
Okay.
And here is the same number or different number. If you wanted to use a different number for your customer group, between your customer group and your BP group, then you need not to take this button. Then it system will allow you. Otherwise, system will throw you the error. Okay, assign attributes. So these are not required. This is a way basically we are syncing the data. That's what I shown in my Excel. So, and one more thing is, if you are defining your BP to customer, and the BP number range should be interval. And BP number is internal number range. You should select as an internal number range, and your FI number range should be external. That is one more rule you need to follow.
Can you repeat it?
So in case if it is a BP2, I mean, in case for example define your BP you are creating as a customer, so then your BP number range should be the internal number range. For example, let me show you.
Okay, and customer number range should also be internal or external?
It should be internal. Your BP should be internal. Your customer number range should be external.
Oh, okay, okay.
So let me show you that as well.
Got you. Okay, because like first you might create just the BP, and whenever you want to extend as a customer, instead of taking the internal number range, it just takes the same number as of BP.
Yeah. So you can create here. You are controlling these things right here. Your number range is external or internal. So when you say it is BP to, I mean BP to customer, the BP should be internal and your customer should be external.
Okay. Right now, like if we don't have a link with BP, we always used to have an internal number range, right? That we
Whatever
have to.
You wanted to.
Yeah.
That is within the finance that you wanted to use. Earlier also, I mean earlier in the classic, you need not to create it as a BP. So that point of time, so whatever the way is customer wants, whether we always prefer
Use internal, yeah.
Internal number ranges, but sometimes we used to go for external number ranges also. That is based on the business process and requirements. So now the BP sync up point of view also, BP sync up point of view, we need to follow this particular approach. Okay. So I got the things here. So I simplified here. First, we need to create the account groups for account receivable data or account payable data, and the number ranges also we need to create there. For the BP also we need to create both. Then we need to assign this BP role to account group and assign this account group to BP account group. So then it can be synced up. So this is a process where we are syncing the data from FI customer to BP. Or in a similar way, we are doing the same thing for vendor. Then we can able to process the transactions, post the transactions for customer in the customer as a BP. We can create a customer as a BP. Then we can able to process the transactions for customer as well as for vendor. And the CVA integration also, what it will say is saying is whatever the number, whatever the grouping, whatever the number range and number intervals you are using for your customer, okay, and also should be I mean in same as for your vendor as well as for the BP. So that's what the SAP is recommending, but you need not to follow that. That is, if a customer says no, I don't want it to go in that way, your system will not stop you to take it in other way also. It is possible, system will not stop you, but the best practices point of view, the SAP is recommending always to use the same thing for your customer as well as for vendor. Okay, so now we will see all the things from the front end. Okay, I will cover everything here, so then we will discuss further. Closing all. So now, okay, we have done all the setup. Then we can able to, we have created the role, we have created, we have synced the data, and everything is done. So now we can able to create our customer as a BP. So now we can able to create the BP general, and then we can able to create the BP as the customer as BP by using the FI customer role. So that we will do it for one more customer. So here we can give the address. So I'm using the same address here. So then I'll go to company code data. So for company code data, for this is from my company code. Okay. And here you have two more.
Switch to the company code, yeah.
Yeah, you can switch to company code. Option is there. You can create. You can switch to one company code to one company code here, and also you can copy the same information by using. We used to create customer master by taking the reference in finance, right? In the same way, if you wanted to create a BP by copying something from some other customer, and you used to wanted to say, you wanted to save your time. So in the same way, whatever we are doing by taking the reference of one customer and creating another customer, same way you can take it as a reference for one BP, and also you can adopt the same thing, and you can create. You can copy the some data, and whatever the additional data you wanted to create, so you can create the same way. This means it's nothing but you can the same way the reference we are taking and creating the other customer, here also it is possible. Okay. So here you can give the recon account. And whatever the data you wanted to use to process the transactions for this particular customer, you can give in the same way whatever we are doing in the classic for FI customer in the FD01 transaction code. Then you can save it. It's been changed. So now the same customer, I wanted to convert. I wanted to, for the same BP, I wanted to add the role for vendor also. So then you can go to vendor. So let's go to change. Then you can go to, so if a customer is already created, but we can okay, okay, display mode, let me come again. So So now see, I can able to see my business partner information here, whatever I created. If I go to my FI customer, then I can able to see the information for my FI customer. So whatever I created for my company code, I can able to see that. Okay, or let's say is RB05 created. This we can see here. So if I add one more role here, then it can be displayed here, one more role. So it's the same BP. If I wanted to exchange it for vendor, so that information it will show you here. You can display with that by using that role, so that you can able to see with the role of vendor as well, the information whatever you created here. Okay, let's see it for other customer.
Yeah, I think if you go back to the first BP screen, then you could select FI vendor.
Yes. We can see for other where I created a couple of things. This is also finance customer only. So let's go to okay. So anyway, we will create this in the same way. We can create adding the role to vendor also, and but we will see I created some. I'll show you now the backend part. I'll show you the backend part now. So let's come again for those things. You can go to SC16 end. So the tables which we are using for BP is, you can put BUT. So these are all the tables we're using for the BP.
Okay, BUT.
Yeah, all the BUT tables, but we will see some of the important tables.
BUT 001.
Yeah, these are all relevant for BP only, but I'll show you a couple of important things from for BP. So let's take 10. It's not 10. Let's address. So you can see all the BPs created, and also with address like that you have some other important things. BP address, consolidation source table. So BUT10 is for address, master data consolidation for records table, and BUT20 hack, BUT21 for address usage, and BUT30 is for where use list, and also 50 is there, 150 is there, 100 is there. BUT50 is for relationship role definitions in general data, and BUT51 is there, relationship contact person relationship, and all these things, and also BUT100 address, relationship address, partner bank data. Let's see some other things also. BUT100 for the rules, okay, and BUT100 Act, data consolidation for BUT consolidation, and also BUT-SRC. BUT150 is for relationship attributes for table. Okay, let's see this. No value, okay, there's no values. So for the business partner, these are all the business partners created with for the role FI customer. You can filter it. So like that, you can go through all these 10, 20, 30, and 50, 40, 50, and 100, 150. These are all the important tables. But anyway, if you put BUT star, and you can get all the relevant information tables for BUT tables. Okay. Okay, so this is a way basically we need to, I think I need to cover some other points as well. So we have covered configuration, roles, field controls, types, grouping, and also sync up of the data. Let's see something else. Okay, so we have created BP general, customer with the different roles, and BP role with, okay, BP role for credit management and also dispute and collection management. There are different roles, UKM, UDM, and all those stuff. Okay, this is from FSCM point of view, not from finance end. Finance end, these only 4 roles are important for us, and we can see the BUT star with all the tables. Analyze the BP tables. We have done that, and also analyze absolute transaction codes from. Also, we have discussed on that part as well. All FK01, FP01, all those transactions are gone. Now see this CVI integration tables, and before that, let's see this CVI integration. Sorry, this is a program. Let's go to. This is a validation table, a validation program basically for. So for general settings and customer settings and vendor settings, we can validate here by using this particular program. So for BP, for event, for object, for example, for BP customer, BP vendor, and BP selected, and business partner CVI is activated, CVI is 0 is activated, and also we can see here events and objects. So for all the items, these all the checks we need to validate, and we can see the customization also here, the customization things for CVI. So BP rule, category, direction, BP, and these are all the things we already done. So these all, I mean, validations we can do here. For example, for customer, So these two roles we are using, and also BP groups created, and the number range is used here, and customer account groups and the BP account groups, the syncing or not, all those things, also all the validations we can do here. The number range is used, whether it is for external or internal, or all these things we can see here. The validation program where for your BP customer and vendor, all those things we can see here. This is a program for vendor also, you can see in the same way. For your BP groups and vendor groups and all this stuff. And okay, so this is the only validation table.
Yes.
One of the important table. So, and one more thing, we can actually show you one more table. This is a validation program, sorry, and I will show you some other important tables as well. This is for assignment between customer and business partner. That information we'll get here.
CVA.
For example, my customer one, yeah, for my business partner and for my customer assignment. In the same way, we'll get for vendor also.
Okay.
One more table. Yeah.
Here we can see which business partners have been assigned, created as a customers, right?
Yes. Which vendor, which business partner we are using
as a vendor. Okay, got you. And there's no way like we'll see business partner, customer as well as vendor, both three together.
That's what in the CVA
We have to join. We have to join these two tables only.
Created. Yeah, these two tables. Sorry, these two tables we are using for customer and vendor. In the same way, in case you created your customer as a vendor also, those information also you can track. For example, my BP. So the same BP, if I extend it for my vendor, that information also you can see under the CV integration part. That the first program which I shown you there. No? So
the table, I am just asking at the like how you had that CVA link table. Do we see there? Do we have the option of selecting that customer vendor? We will normally select the checkbox, right?
Yeah, you can select it.
We have that field available in those tables.
Yeah, it is there, no? So
okay.
The customer vendor, whatever you wanted to give, you can filter with that particular customer also. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. So I think since we are not left with anything for the BP end. So now, if you have any further doubts or questions, you can ask me. So I think we have
any documentation on this, like just on the concept, the note, something like that.
Yes,
if you don't mind.
Document. I will share you with this document now itself. So I prepared this document. So you can, the business partner, sitting vendor for customer, and all the configuration notes, and also I have explained something here also on the BP part.
Okay.
I will share you this now itself.
And the next, what is the next concept we are going to?
So tomorrow we will discuss on the bank accounting management.
Bank account. Okay. Okay.
Bank accounting management. Tomorrow we'll discuss. So bank accounting management, there are two things basically: BAM Lite within the finance, whatever we are going to be.
And BCM
finance. Yeah. Whatever you are going to be cover. I mean, what for finance end, you are not implementing FSCM modules. Assume that you are not there into FSCM. So you are only into finance. I mean, you are only implementing the finance, or we are part of only finance team. So what we need to understand is basically there are two options basically. For if you are not going for FSCM implementation, then you have a BAM Lite option. Anyway,
Okay.
those things we will see tomorrow. So if you are implementing the SAP FSCM modules, then you have a different option. Anyway, I will give you the detailed information tomorrow. We'll discuss in detail, and we
Okay.
will see all those things from the FI BAM Lite point of view.
Okay. What is the SAP material I need to study for these? Like, do you know the name of number of the book?
I think we already uploaded all those things, but a couple of things are not there that I will share you the latest information, especially on 1701 and all those stuff. I will share you that information by
Yeah,
some of the
I told you, right? Like they gave the link, but like once we download, it's not like opening that AC 110, AC 100, all those books.
Just a minute. He's there on the line. Supporting. Yes, Sonu, you are there on the line.
I think they will just record it and go probably.
Okay. So then I will ask the Sonu why this problem is coming. Yesterday I asked him to contact. Provide the access.
I've sent like mails 2 times. Probably I need to call them and talk to them. And they just send me the same links like to download through that link, and I download through the link. It won't open. It's just like a blank page.
Then I'll do one thing. I will ask to join Sonu also in tomorrow call. So let's discuss on all these points so that he will note down you know all those things. So anyway, from my side also, I will share you this kind of documents which I prepared for, especially
This
on
week,
some of
do
the
you think we could complete asset management integration? Because like I'm expecting some interview after January, like the first week of January, and the requirement is mostly on EAM. That's why.
Sure. We'll definitely. By that time, we will cover the asset management for sure.
Okay.
By the end of first week.
And I want to know like some migration also, because that's what they'll ask mostly, the questions.
Sure. Anyway, the migration things also I will cover during the session. But end of the course also, I mean, I made it a separate topic, so I will cover once again there. But anyway, in the asset management point of view, I think it is important for you. I will cover the migration part as well during the topic discussions. Next week, I think we will cover the asset management. Tomorrow we will see this these things as well, the BAM.
Okay.
And by next weekend, I think if you are attending the interview next week, I think we will cover everything.
I have just submitted. I don't know, right here, like just take the resume. We don't know like when we'll get the calls when they schedule the interview.
Oh, okay.
But this
so
week
then I'll
it's holidays, but probably like I'm thinking after January 2nd, people will come back and then.
Okay. So I will try to cover as earlier as possible that.
Or if you have a document, something like this, then just like share with me so that like helpful actually.
Sure. I will share the documents also. But today I will share this document. So just go through it and then
tomorrow, like if I have time, I'll start like looking into the config and by logging into the system. If you can share.
Fine.
Thank you.
I'll share now itself. I will share you right away this particular document relevant for the BP. All the configuration, concept, everything is covered in this document. And I will share you other documents as well, and I will ask our guys also to give you all those information to support on all those things. And I will share from my side. Don't worry, I'll share each and every document.
You are in LinkedIn.
Not there in LinkedIn.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but I'll share you on your mail.
No problem. Okay. You have my email ID, right? This is your personal email ID only. No problem. I can be in touch.
Same my personal email ID only.
Okay,
Whatever,
thank you.
and share my the credentials. Yeah, thanks, Anmula. Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Talk to you tomorrow. Have a nice day.
Thank you.